Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Something Like Olivia, and Happy New Year. You guys, we made it. Holy crap. We made it through 2020. I'm so proud of you. No matter how many things you accomplished, big or small, the fact that you survived 2020 is a huge feat. So just give yourself a round of applause, pat yourself on the back, give yourself a high five, do whatever you want with yourself, but make it feel good. Go masturbate. I don't know. What am I saying? Okay, gross. Anyway, not gross. The self-care, self-love, all good things. Anyway, a good way to ring in the new year. Self-care. But you guys, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that it is 2021. I don't know. I'm going back and forth with the whole like, it's a new year, new me, clean slate. We survived 2020 because yes, we did. And that's amazing. And I'm proud of us. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of everything we did. But at the same time, everything is still pretty bad. We're going to be going into this new year still with COVID, still with just issues, still with issues. You know, there's so many that I could list, but my brain is empty right now. But COVID is still a thing. We're still in a pandemic, so we don't have a vaccine. None of this is new news to you, but I don't know. So I'm going back and forth, and I'm like, is it really new year, new me if I am still living at home? If I'm still wearing a mask everywhere I go, if I literally can't go anywhere, if the highlight of my day is going to the grocery store and wearing an outfit that I think is mildly cute and not sweatpants. I don't know. I I swear to God, if I see y'all out in bars, out in restaurants, maskless, being 2021, let's pour one out for 2020, it's 2021. We're still in the middle of a pandemic, and I feel like saying middle is literally even iffy because it feels like things just keep getting further and further away. We literally thought it was a 2-week spring break. We thought we had a 2-week spring break, and somehow we're just about into the longest spring break of my life. 10 months later, feels like SCAD just kind of gave up on the education thing, maybe that explains why my diploma was just mailed to me in the middle of summer. It's been the longest year of my life, and the fact is that it's 2021 is literally insane to me. I can't wrap my head around that. Time flies by so quickly, and yet somehow it's still so slow that it feels like I am literally trying to run underwater. It's slow. That's slow. Running underwater is slow. And that's how it feels. The fact that Love is Blind was this year, and Tiger King, and Normal People, WAP even. WAP is probably the most recent fad, but it's gone. It's gone. We had it and now it's gone. All of those fads just come and go so quickly. It's just time simply does not exist here at all. Really at all. As you can tell, if you're watching this, if you've stumbled upon this on my YouTube channel, yes, I've officially decided that yes, I do want to do YouTube videos for all of my podcast episodes, or at least as long as it lasts until I forget, which may very well be next week, but who knows? It's fun because I feel like I can be a little bit more emotive, I'm using my hands in fun ways, and I'm looking at myself in the little viewfinder monitor thing, and I'm having a good time doing it. I don't know. I was just thinking, let's face it, my YouTube is quite small and my podcast is quite small. So would it hurt to cross-pollinate? Would it hurt to promote on all channels? Probably not. And in the grand scheme of YouTube things, posting twice a week is going to do nothing but help me. I think. I don't know. I really just do not even know how that algorithm works. But, I can take streams. I can take views wherever I can get them. So might as well just grasp that opportunity and take it. So if you're listening, hi. If you want, check me out on YouTube. It's just my name, Olivia Ruffin. Nothing crazy, super easy to find. Extra bonus points, though, if you do find me. My other channel that I had in late middle school or something of me singing. There's a cool video of my friend Katie and myself singing in a bathroom at the mall. and someone walks in on us and it's super awkward. So yeah. The setting probably won't look the same all the time if you're watching this, but that's just because I'm indecisive. And also I don't have a good podcast setup. I'm sitting on the side of my bed next to my desk trying to make this like a desk thing so I can still look at my laptop. But my bed is here and it's not made because, I took a nap. Your girl was tired. I think one of the things that I have been manifesting since pretty early on is an amazing podcast setup. I feel like I will come across some podcast video channels, YouTube channels or whatever, and they will have some pretty swanky setups. So that would be awesome. But as far as things go right now, that's not an option. And as far as things are going with my unemployed ass, I don't think any apartment that I could afford to rent for will also double as a podcast zone, because I mean, the fact it would be a dream to even have a living room. So we'll see. But I'm still going to manifest. Still going to think about it, still going to dream about it. We'll see where things go with that. So on that note, let's jump right in. I feel like doing a recap on America in 2020 isn't totally necessary just because we all lived through the same madness, and obviously some of us had harder years than others. I do of course want to take a moment to recognize those who have gone through tremendous loss this year. I know 2020 was an absolutely heart-wrenching, horrible year. So many people lost loved ones, so many people lost their own lives. It was unfair, it was cruel, and wear a damn mask so that doesn't happen. It's I don't want to sound insensitive, but these things were preventable. So be careful and don't be stupid. And also, if you lost someone, I am incredibly sorry. I'm incredibly sorry that there are incompetent, insensitive people in this country who made that happen. I'm so sorry. I'm just mad at this point, It's how are we going into 2021 with this still happening? I don't get it. I don't get it, and I don't know. But I know that it was different for everyone, but we all did kind of experience the same horrible monstrosity of a year. And I don't need to replay all the devastation for you. You know what happened. So I'm not going to go through all the highlights of the tragedy of 2020. The idea of doing something before 2021 and having a clean slate, a fresh start, I don't know, it's kind of weird because like I was saying, we're still in the pandemic and things aren't really changing, but I keep going back and forth with that because it is a new year, but at the same time, I literally rung in the new year with my brother who fell asleep at 9 p.m. and watching The Office. So it's not nothing has changed, So, but I've always been someone who plans, who schedules, who organizes while it's still super messy. If you could see the other side of this camera right now, my room is an absolute disaster. But while I'm unorganized and hella chaotic, I'm still someone that gets a new planner, gets a new journal, writes everything in color-coded, organized ways, is very plan-y. I have to plan everything out, So I'm definitely someone who's new year, new me, New Year's resolutions, new this, new that, clean slate, I am definitely someone who relies on stuff like that. I am for sure the person who's all right, I'm going to start eating healthy in 2020, but catch me December 31st eating garbage, I'm very tomorrow's my day, which is a bad mindset to have, and I know that that's bad, but that's okay, and that's the way it is. But anyway, on that note, I just want to kind of jump into some New Year's resolutions because I have them. I don't care if 2021 is the same year as 2020. We'll see. On Instagram, one of my friends today was talking about how she is kind of going back and forth with the idea of 2020 was so crazy. Do we even bother to dream big? You never know what's going to happen in the course of a year. So you should play it safe and not have such high expectations for yourself. But at the same time, if you don't dream big, you don't play big, quote unquote play big, you're not gonna act big. You're not gonna try new things. You're not gonna work hard. You're not gonna push yourself, which I feel like is so true. Like if you aren't just going and reaching and doing everything and like trying to push yourself to do that, you're not going to do it at all. Like sure, play it safe because you never know what's going to happen. But at the same time, like, do you really want to waste that time wondering what could have been? I don't know. That's kind of a ramble, but I thought she made some good points. Anyway, my New Year's resolutions. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, I would like to read some more books. I just learned how to read this year, and I'm really excited about it, this new opportunity. That's not true. I definitely know how to read, but I'm very excited about it. Just because, I don't know, I want to expand my lexicon, my vocabulary, my imagination, my brain, everything. And in that kind of same vein, I want to journal more. I do already journal a lot, but I want to journal more, just reading and writing and like reading other people's stories as well as getting my stories on the paper. I really like autobiographies, I guess. Autobiographies. I like reading people's essays and people's like personal journals and stuff like that. I think it's really interesting to see how people go through their life and the stories they have to tell, the mistakes they've made, and how they can then years later go back and tell you the fluffier version. I like that a lot. And I think that reading more of those books has inspired me to hopefully maybe one day be able to write my own book. And I think the only way I'll be able to do that and do that well is if I read books and I journal more. So all of my resolutions kind of start as some really basic bullet point, and then I'll go more into depth like this. So reading and writing, it all ties in. Eventually, maybe I'll write a book. Who knows? Probably not in 2021 because I feel like I need a little bit more life experience. What would I write about now? Just being devilishly handsome? I don't know. Probably, but also probably not. But anyway, yeah, I want to do that. I want to, another cliche, another basic one, work out and eat well. One that I do say pretty much every single year. And let me put this in perspective for you. I was having a conversation with my friend Joanna, and we were talking about our grandparents. My grandfather, who is 90, and he is really not doing well, versus her grandmother, who is also 90 and is doing so freaking well. She goes on walks every day. If the gym were still open, she used to go to the gym and swim a mile or something every day. She's so tech savvy. She's just gonna live forever. And sometimes I take moments where I'll see a photo of someone or watch a video of someone, and it is a woman who is 60 or something, and her skin is radiant and she's just in excellent shape, and I'm oh God, am I getting to that point in my life where things that I do now will affect my future? Should I be working out and eating well so my skin will look nice, so my body will be capable of taking me on walks, and my brain will be equipped to learn all the new technology when I'm 90? Because that's how I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be able to live forever. Not forever, because that's terrifying, but close to it, I want to live enough. I want to live a long life is what I'm saying. I just want to be healthy. It's not even about living until I'm 99, but just not being a potato when I'm 99. I want to be there. I want to be active. I want to be around. I want to be someone who people can talk to, and I want to be able to give advice. And obviously I don't know what's going to happen with my brain. I know that not everyone is as fortunate to be healthy in old age, but if I can do as much as I can now to prevent any bad things from happening, I definitely want to do that. I feel I'm 22 right now. I'm going to be 23 at the end of the month. Whoop, whoop. But I'm 22 right now. And it's just crazy that I know I'm pretty young, but I shouldn't take this body for granted. I need to start appreciating it for how capable I am for doing hard things, and how my brain is capable for me to solve hard problems and work through things. And I don't know, my skin is plush and nice and youthful, and that's what I'm trying to be forever. So let's make it happen. I mean, I'm not going to go like full vegan keto paleo Whole30 and like overnight. I'm still going to be eating Annie's mac and cheese, don't get me wrong, but like maybe I'll throw in a stem of broccoli or something, Yeah. Next, I would like to get on a normal sleep schedule. Definitely used to think that it was some kind of like weird badge of honor to pull all-nighters. Like I thought that if like I would come into class, people would be like, oh my God, like I'm so tired. I'd be like, you're tired? I pulled an all-nighter last night, and people would be like, oh my God, why? And they'd be like judging me and like disappointed in me. But in my mind, I would think that they were like, I'm so jealous. You work so hard. What? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I think just the whole vibe for 2021 is just taking care of my well-being, taking care of myself, and knowing that I will ultimately perform better and do better if I get enough sleep. I still haven't fully grasped this, but I'm going to work on it. I think the thing about resolutions that makes it difficult is that people expect you to, the second that the clock strikes midnight, the second that it's January 1st, you've got it all figured out. You're going to work out and eat healthy. Okay, well, by January 2nd, I swear to God, if you didn't have a six-pack, get out of here. Get out of here. Scram. Go, get out, be gone. Well, no. That is definitely not how it is. It's going to take time. It's going to be hard, but these are just kind of things that I want to work on throughout the year. And that if I get to a point, maybe closer to the end of the year, or who knows, even midway through 2022, which is insane, but maybe then a year from now, a year and a half from now, I have a mildly normal sleep schedule. I'll be like, hey, you know what? I worked on that in 2021, and I'm proud of myself that my melatonin is producing at a normal rate, and that I am like going into like REM cycles and whatever. I don't, so I don't know. I think I want to take care of myself, and I need to recognize that FOMO for sleeping, FOMO for like not sleeping and getting things done, it doesn't exist. I don't do that much. When I stay awake all night. I would probably work more productively and faster during the day, and people are busy. I need to stop canceling plans just in case people are free. I need to whatever, not me trying to quote Taylor Swift casually. Okay, anyway, next, I would like to go to therapy. Because, and I know it's kind of hard now because COVID and whatever, but I just think that just because things feel okay now doesn't mean they always will be, and doesn't mean I shouldn't talk to someone. I've never gone to therapy in my life. I've gone to maybe like a session sprinkled in here and there. Never had a consistent therapist. Don't even think I've ever even paid for a therapy session. Oops. Debt collectors, be warned. But I don't know. I just think that like pretty much every single person I know and every single person that's ever talked about therapy is like, yeah, everyone should go to therapy. Are you not going to therapy? Like everyone should go to therapy. Like just because it's, dare I be so bold to say therapeutic, to go and talk through your problems, talk through your life. Even like, God, the amount of times that I have just like the most wild dreams, and I'm like talking to my friends about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, this. And they're like, do you go to therapy? And I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, well, maybe someone could tell you about what that means, or maybe some like things like that, when I have these kind of introspective moments, but can't really put all the pieces together. I'm looking for someone, and I know no one's perfect. I know no therapist is perfect, but I'm looking to just, it's that same kind of like, I want 2021 to be a time where I'm taking care of myself, my overall well-being. I feel like going to therapy, getting that help even before I need it. Like I said, I might be good now, but I'm not good all the time. No one is. So going to therapy is probably a good idea. So I would like to do that this year for sure. And speaking of never paying for therapy, I would like to become more financially savvy so I can, pay for therapy and budget that out and realize that, I can afford this. Maybe if I stopped buying, I don't know, hoodies, which I'll get into in a second. Maybe if I stopped doing that, then I could actually afford things like therapy and taking care of myself. That would be nice. So I definitely want to learn how to invest. Maybe I will invest. I'd like to learn how to save and budget and all that good stuff. I just need to be more careful with my finances because right now your girl is bad. This squishmallow that you see in the background was just a random gift to myself because I was waiting for photos to be developed at Walgreens and I thought I deserved it for my 20-minute wait. So I bought a $20 squishmallow. Don't get me wrong. I love it to death, and it's probably one of my best purchases ever. But is it necessary? No. No, it is not. I would like to move out. That is my next goal, is to move out. I want to connect to my soul. I feel like that sounds insane, but I don't know. New York, abroad, anywhere. Again, the COVID makes things like that a little bit difficult. And I found myself so many times this year being like, August 1st, September 1st, October 1st. Okay, after Halloween, November, well then it's almost like Christmas. So I might as well say January 1st. January 1st is basically tomorrow. And not a single bag is packed. I recently watched, if you don't follow her, you should, The Purple Palace on YouTube. She's wonderful. She's an artist. She's super cool. An American living in Paris. Very chic, very trendy, very fun. And by trendy, I don't mean style. She has a very eclectic style, but like trendy as in like Paris, American in Paris. Ooh, let's check it out. That kind of stuff. She has a new series called The Starting Over Vlogs. Granted, it's because she's going through a divorce right now, which I'm not. But I watched her first one the other day. It's the Moving and Separating Starting Over Vlog #1. And it was is very inspiring. Obviously, a very heartbreaking story of she and her ex-husband, I suppose. But it's just inspiring to hear how she's ready to move out, move on her own. It's hard, it's emotional, it's scary, but she's ready to quote unquote connect with her soul. And I want to do that so badly. I can't say this enough. I'm so insanely grateful to be here, but I feel like there's going to be a new part of me that's like, I'm ready to spread my wings in a way that I can't do here. I've lived here my whole life and I'm ready for that change. I'm ready to, I don't know, meet strangers and dance in the street and eat food that is bad that I get sick from and find restaurants that I love and restaurants that I hate and have a fight with my neighbor about putting their trash cans in my yard. Not that I'm moving anywhere with a yard, but I don't know, I'm just ready to have a whole new life and no pressure or anything to myself in the future me. You're good. You got this. No pressure. But I'm just ready, I just feel this urge. I just feel this greatness inside of me kind of bubbling up, ready to burst, and I'm ready to burst that bubble, but the bubble is just stuck. It is stuck. And I don't know. I'm getting antsy about it, but that's okay. I'll figure it out. And when the time comes, that'll be the right time for me. Again, everything happens for a reason. So I have to trust that. I have to trust the timing of my life and appreciate the stages of my life in every single stage that they're in. So there's that. Next, I would like to practice French a few times a week. Not that the first place I'm trying to look is France, even though I did just mention moving to France and Americans in France and all that stuff. Since studying abroad in Lacoste in the south of France. I have just dreamt of owning my own home in the south of France. And I know that's kind of crazy, but that's like a bigger manifestation for like a later time in my life, maybe when I have a family, and I would just love to go there for summers. I actually had a childhood friend who her family had a house in the south of France, and they would go there every single summer. And I was so jealous. They would go there for like 3 months at a time, and it's just like the most beautiful house. They had a pool. They would go to the market. Like, imagine eating baguettes for 3 months straight. Can you even? I can't imagine. As a fully grown adult. Oh, amazing. That's all I want. So I'm thinking, like, how can I move to the south of France without knowing French? And I'm really bad at languages. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I shouldn't like put that out into the universe, but I'm really bad at languages. And so I just like kind of want to get a little bit better at it, and I'll give myself the time. So then once I do decide to move to France, buy a house in France, then I can do that comfortably, be fluent, and be good with the retail. What is the word? Realtor. I can be good with the realtors in France. Yes. Anyway, and in that same kind of line, I would love to do more manifestation in 2021. I really did like absolutely none of it in 2020. I kind of would be like, LOL, manifest this. Ooh, manifesting my dream life. But like, I never really took the time to like actually really journal about it, except for this one time when I had a crush on a guy who I am now dating. So maybe that did work. Heyo. But I think I would like to just manifest my dream life a little bit more. I have to get what I want. Why not? And I'm not asking for anything crazy. It's not like I'm asking for like a house in the south of France or something, but like I'd like to manifest at least a few little things, you know? So I don't know, the best place to start is here, and the best time to start is now. So might as well get into it. You know, why don't we manifest a bunch of new listeners on this podcast? Why don't we manifest a bunch of new subscribers on the YouTube channel? Who knows? Maybe you watching this are like, oh wait, I'm not subscribed. Oh, how embarrassing. Let me click down there. Okay, click, subscribe, done and done. It's literally so easy, and I am subscribed to so many people, and I never even see their content. So it's like you just subscribe to me and mute me, you know, like you don't even have to see my stuff. So it's like just not even a hassle, just like do it, you know. Okay, anyway, enough of that. I would like to grow out my hair. I know this isn't like a super big one or a super relatable one, but it's not even exciting, but my hair just like falls out like nobody's business. I have the most unhealthy hair in the entire world, and it's just, I really need to work on it. And as much as I want curtain bangs so badly, they're so cool, and I want to be pretty and cool, I'll have to deal with my gray dyeing hair because yes, the brown that I dyed my hair has officially faded to gray. And I'm ready to not have it be like that. But instead of dyeing it to a color I want, I have to wait for my entire head to grow out. So yeah, it's really been a struggle for me. My hair has been a big point of contention with my relationship with myself. And I get into a lot of inner mental fights with myself and my inner demons about my physical appearance, and most of that stems from the way that my hair looks, which is literally insane. And that sounds insane saying that, but it's true. Here's a little slice of life. A little glimpse into my life is that I hate my hair. So if anyone knows, I've tried like a bunch of different shampoos. I don't know, it's a lot. I just started using this new shampoo that I'm excited. It has like collagen and biotin in it, which should be good. And I take biotin every single day, and like keratin and collagen, all that stuff. But yeah, anyway, that's just like something I want to do. That's like a me thing. But again, I want to try things. I would do Function of Beauty, but shit's expensive. I would do, what's the other one? Like Living Proof. All these things, all the hair things I would. But as we know from like me trying to say I want to be more financially savvy, I can't afford it. So yeah. And lastly, I would like to document my life more. I think about like the photos that your parents showed you, or like that you've seen of your parents when like they were your age. I think about how like cool that is. And you know that like weird unspoken competition of like, oh, whose mom was the hottest when she was in her 20s? I'm kind of like, how can I be like a top contender of that among my children? That's the weirdest thing I've ever said, but I'm just like, I just want to have memories for myself. And I mean, that's like that's one of the main reasons why I like at its core like to make content. That's why I started the podcast. That's why I started my blog. That's why I started my YouTube channel, is because I want to be able myself when I'm like 80, 90, 100 in a million to look back on it and be like, that's cool. That's fun. I remember that. I know that I love that. So even if it is just like journaling or taking little photos or anything, I'd love to have more hard copies. That's why I love my film camera. I have like my diary is like a whole scrapbook. It's a photo album. It's so fun. Polaroids, film cameras, anything. Just taking the little snapshots of life are so important, just because you remember it better. And I'm not like, I take photos of literally everything, and I'm not saying I post everything. It's not that, but it's just like, and even though I don't look at it all the time, every now and then I will go back. I will, and just be like, oh yeah, that was a good day. No, that was a good day. So I just want to document my life more. And I just want to remember things for when they are good and remember things for when they are bad. So then when things are maybe bad, I can look back and say, oh, well, it wasn't as bad as that. So I mean, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe scratch that. But I don't know. I just want to have like a little treasure chest of all of the good things and bad things and in between things in my life, just so I can remember them and have them there for myself and my children and my family. And I'm not getting ahead of myself here, but just the future. So a lot happened for me in 2020, like it did for most of us, but through all of the highs and lows, there was some good, some bad, some in-betweener moments, but it was quite the year. It was quite the year. For starters, 2020 was the year of the sweatshirt. And this may be a good thing, this might be a bad thing. I'll let you decide. But just before 2020, I owned a measly 2 sweatshirts. One sweatshirt that I embroidered in 2014, and then a SCAD sweatshirt that just kind of like appeared along the road there. I don't know where I got it. Must have been SCAD, obviously SCAD, but don't remember buying it, but I own it. So that, but for some reason, maybe it was my expendable income for the first time in my life when I had a job for a second there. But for some reason in 2020, I acquired not 3, not 4, not even 5, but 17 sweatshirts. Don't know why, but I did. And what's going on with me? I never even owned loungewear before this year. I literally wouldn't dare be caught dead in anything less than like a debutante level style gown out in public. And now your girl's only wearing sweatshirts and hoodies. It's my go-to. And I mean, I guess 2020 really just said comfort. And I listened. You better believe I listened, because your girl I'm literally wearing a sweatshirt that I bought this year. So shout out to my friend's little sister who made it for me. Awesome. Thank you. But yeah, I just like, thank you 2021 for giving me the excuse to wear something to bed and then wake up in it and decide that was an acceptable outfit to wear through that entire day, and maybe the next day too, just not taking the same clothes off for like 48 hours. Thank you 2020 for giving me the approval on that one. It's chic, really. It's a great style move, and proud of myself for finally seeing that. You'd think it would take 10 years as a fashion blogger to realize that was just the peak of fashion, but I got to it eventually, and glad I'm here. But on another lame turn of events, 2020 did start off with me going through the worst heartbreak from a friendship that I've ever experienced in my entire life. It was a friendship breakup, and it sent me into the saddest, darkest places of my life. One of the most saddest, darkest places of my life. And not to be dramatic or anything, but my year started off pretty bad. So I lost most of my friends through that. And that's another story for another time, or like maybe never. But obviously, the pandemic happened, and that was a little bit worse than that. And I learned and I grew from this, but it was hard. It was really hard. So 2020 didn't start off super strong for me. And then, pandemic, and things got worse. Broke up with my boyfriend who I was dating at that time. Shout out. Hey, what's up? If you're watching this, we're like still friends, but it's just like, it was hard in the moment. I moved home, which was hard at first, but wound up being pretty amazing. I actually just posted my 1-second video. I guess, yeah, I will have posted it once this is up, and you guys should definitely go and give that a watch, because it's so clear how my mood, how my mental health, how just like every aspect of me just dips like right in the beginning of the pandemic, and then it just like gets higher and higher and higher, and I'm just doing better and better and better towards the end of the year. Moving home was just something amazing for me, which is really awesome. It's comfortable, it's safe and sound, cozy, comfy. Yeah. So definitely interesting. Go give that video a watch. It is really rewarding to look back on my insane year and say, hey, Olivia, you did that. You got through this year. It was really hard, but you got through it. 2 things that I don't put in my 1-second videos anymore because I'm too afraid of them being insanely cringy is kissing boyfriends, who ultimately are always ex-boyfriends by at least halfway through the year, and crying. But might put more crying in 2021, because maybe we're gonna stop that from being cringy and be like just like cool with crying now, because that's a thing, and I respect that and I like it. But then sometimes I'm like watching my 1 second with like family, and I'm like, why am I kissing this ex-boyfriend and crying? Not at the same time, but crying on the inside pretty much the whole time. So anyway, go watch the video. It's exciting, it's fun, and I definitely encourage everyone to do that. Speaking of documenting your whole life, definitely go and do a 1 second. It is not too late. It's not too late. I'm sure you have a clip from the first. It'll be the 4th when this goes up, so I'm sure you've taken some clips. Also, it's okay to lie sometimes if you need to, but I only give myself 1 or a day, like a 2-day buffer period for lies. So be careful. You didn't hear that from me, but go watch my video anyway. You should do it too. Okay, next. I got to spend some quality time with my sister, someone who, just based off of our geographical locations and like age difference, I don't really see her that much. We kind of went through our lives like in different times, like right as I was getting into high school, she had just graduated, and so she was gone, and like we were never like overlapping, which is a bummer, but I look forward to fostering like a new and positive, good connection with her as we are now adults, which is like cool and fun and exciting. I'm like honestly super grateful for the pandemic for happening, because everyone was able to work remotely, which meant that my sister could come home, and like Saunders was home, and it was just nice to have people around. It was nice to be able to reconnect with family. Don't get me wrong, I've always been like on good terms with my sister, but we just got closer, and I'm excited to be best friends with her forever and ever, so it's cool that could happen out of a pandemic, which is like kind of insane, but yeah. I started a new job. I was employed before even graduating, which is like exactly what SCAD wants you to and expects you to do. So that was definitely cool, but it didn't last very long. But before that ended, I graduated virtually, which kind of sucked graduating virtually, just because my whole 4 years I was like so looking forward to graduating, not like getting out of there, but just in the sense that like SCAD's like known for having this insane, amazing graduation, and I'm one who's really big on a celebration, and I was just kind of bummed that couldn't happen, bummed I couldn't be surrounded by my friends and all that stuff. So it was kind of a bummer, but huge shout out to my family for honestly making it so fantastic for what it's worth. It was incredible. It was such a fun day. My mom absolutely decked out the whole house in like SCAD B paraphernalia. So definitely appreciate that. It was very fun. Lots of confetti, lots of balloons, lots of baked goods. So can't really complain for as far as home graduations go. It was pretty excellent. So back to this job thing. I worked 5.5 months at this swanky, well-paying job before it made me absolutely miserable. I really hated it. And maybe this is where I manifested in 2020, because I kept journaling about how much I hated it. I kept talking to my friends about how much I hated it. And then to just put it out all there on the table, I got fired. Yeah, so I mean, I've said a whole slew of things. I've been like, oh, it was an internship that ended after 6 months, and I've been like, oh, it just didn't work out, or I stopped working because I was unhappy, like it just wasn't the right fit, get to know what you don't like before, all that stuff. But to be honest, for the first time ever, I got fired, and it sucked. And it's like a breakup. Even if you know the breakup's coming, even if you're trying to break up with someone, even like if you know you're not right for them, it still hurts getting let down. It still hurts going through the breakup. It still hurts going through the whole thing. So I definitely was like a little bit depressed there for a while, because it was hard. It sucked. The same day that I got fired, my sister got like offered some promotion or something, and so that was hard. We went out to lunch that day, and she got champagne, and I barely ate all of my ramen. So, but excited for her, happy for her, and I'm honestly so insanely happy that I'm not in that job anymore, because it was just not good. It was not good. It was not what I wanted for me, because I don't know, working remotely was so hard on my mental health, and just working in that field was just not really what I wanted to do. And I got fired for making a stupid mistake that I realize now is so stupid. Again, a story for another time, or maybe never, but it happened. And yeah, so that was definitely a cool part of 2020. A cool part of 2020. But after that though, after like a really long period of not doing anything, being depressed for a really long time, losing my job, not many friends were here. My friends were starting to move, like start their new jobs, start grad school, go away. I met my now boyfriend Reese. And I say met loosely because, if you listen to the podcast episode that he was on, we did know each other before. We went to high school, like middle school and high school together, but we didn't really ever talk or anything since now. So I met him, I'm going to say that. And he's been amazing. It's been wonderful. He is just the most caring and generous and kind and loving person that I have ever been around, even like known, or just like been in a relationship with, or just been in my life. And it's just, I think if anything, it's teaching me how I can love someone in a way that I didn't before. Like, for example, after my first really bad breakup, like the breakup, everyone has like a few breakups here and there, but there's always like the breakup, like the big one, the one that you will literally never talk to that person again kind of breakup. After that, I told myself like, oh, it hurt. You're going through all this pain, and it hurts so much because that's just a sign of how much you cared. That's a sign of like how capable you were of loving, and like the fact that you can love someone so deeply, and you loved so hard. While that might be sort of true, in reality, it was just like the most painful, one-sided, toxic, emotionally draining relationship I've ever been in. And it wasn't love. It was obsession. It was obsession on my end to be desired. It was obsession on my end to be craved, and it was dangerous. And what I'm feeling now, I've never felt before. And before, it hasn't been love. It has been the desire to be loved. Do you know what I'm saying? Like in my previous relationships, it's either been just a good friendship and me wanting to be close with someone, but never really being there. And I know this is like a big thing to say, but yeah, I don't know. I've never felt this way before. So, hey, Reese, if you're watching this, sup, what's up? But I don't know. I'm really happy and I like where things are going and I don't want them to stop ever. No pressure. Anyway, on another note, most recently, my blog turned 10 just this past weekend, which is insane because I did absolutely nothing to celebrate. But I don't know. I usually do a whole photo shoot and make a whole big deal out of all of these things. But I've been thinking about Instagram and like my personal blog and stuff for a while now, and like the whole idea about like posting and the need to post and the desire to post. And I think the moment that I start to stress about it is the moment that I come out of the place of doing it because I want to do it and because I enjoy doing it and doing it because I feel like I have to for others, you know? And in that moment, in that place is where I need to stop and turn around, because that's the place that I'm doing it literally just for the sake of other people, to get that like quote unquote gratification from a lot of likes, or people saying, oh my God, you look so cute here. Oh my God, I love your shirt. Where's it from? Or, oh my God, this photo is so cool. Or, oh my God, congratulations on 10 years blogging. But like, that's not nearly as gratifying as it is just like doing it because I want to, because I enjoy it. And then people happening to be like, oh my God, this is great. Instead, I'm like, oh, I have to do this because I need these people to validate me. That's not great. That's not great. And I think that, yeah, I've been blogging for 10 years. It's been a whole decade of run-on sentences and mixed matched outfits, but like, it's okay if no one knows, you know? Like, am I gonna regret not posting that in 2 years when it's 12 years? Like, am I gonna regret not posting that in 2 years? In 2 months? Literally in 2 days even? It's been more than 2 days. It's been like a week. And I'm not really feeling crazy about it. I mean, it's going to be cool now in passing to be like, oh yeah, I've been blogging for 10 years. And people are going to be like, oh my God, that's so cool. You know, that's more genuine than me forcing myself to put on makeup when I don't feel great and go outside when it's like cloudy and try to Photoshop it to make it look like it's sunny and be like, I've been blogging for 10 years. And people will be like, oh my God, great. Or worse, me to be not in the zone, feeling like I have to do it and then do it and have absolutely no one respond. And have no one care about it, because that's just, I mean, that's more real, is it not? That is more realistic, but it's crazy. I'm proud of myself. I'm insanely proud of myself for blogging for 10 years. That's crazy. To be going into my 10th year is awesome. And I'm definitely going to give myself a high five later for that. I'll do that in private. But it's crazy, and I'm excited about it. I love looking back on my old posts and cringing about the funny, stupid outfits I wore before and thinking that they looked awesome because, you know, I felt awesome in them, and I think that's the best part. And I know there are outfits that I probably wore yesterday that I'm gonna look back in another decade and say, hey, maybe not. But that is the beauty of it. That is the beauty of documenting your life, you know? Anyway, I love it. I love it. Proud of myself. But also, if you didn't know until now, I don't really care. I don't know. I joke about how this isn't like the post-grad experience I expected, like living home for this long. And I am so incredibly grateful for being here. But it's weighing on me that it isn't where I want to be. And I'm definitely ready to move. So that's probably my biggest thing that I want to do in 2021. But on that same note, I definitely want to like continue to shatter my expectations for myself. You know, I want to redefine perfection and remind myself that it's okay to take things slowly, because just like, even though I am here, I'm still enjoying every day. I'm still happy to be here. I'm comfortable, and like I'm surrounded by people who are loving and caring, and that is more important than me rushing into something. You know, like I said, everything's going to happen when it happens. So I just have to like take it slow and remind myself that that's okay. And that's like exactly, dude, that is exactly why I want to exercise. And what just touched my leg? Oh my God, I swear to God, I think it was the microphone cord, but it also could have been a centipede. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry for that. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, that's why I want to exercise. That's why I want to exercise and eat well, so I can live long enough to have all the time in the world to take it slow. Am I wrong? No. So yeah, if I can be healthy and active at like 80, so then I'm at the point where I'm at 80 and I'm still traveling to my house in the south of France, then we're good. A few episodes ago, I made some journal prompts for you all. And if celebrating the new year isn't for reflecting and getting drunk at 9 p.m., I don't know what is. So get a pen and write these down. Or if you want, they will be posted on my Instagram, something like Olivia Pod. So you can check back there if you want to find them. But I have some prompts for you just because I feel like, 2021, going into the new year, it's the perfect time to reflect and think and journal and get those thoughts out there. So here are 6 little prompts for you. What is something that is holding you back going into 2021? Why are you still holding on to it? Write a letter to yourself and read it a year from now. Obviously, anything can happen in a year's time, but remind yourself how proud you are of yourself for making it through. What accomplishment are you most proud of achieving in 2020? And that can be big or small, no matter what it is. Name a few fears you had going into 2020 and how you have changed or grown since then. What are a few notable lessons you learned in 2020 that you want to take with you into 2021? And lastly, write a thank you note to yourself. For anything you've accomplished, anything you've done, anything you're proud of, no matter what it is. I don't know. I don't care. Do it. Love yourself. Enjoy that. Write yourself a thank you note. Yeah. Now, lastly, I want to close it off with reading some of your New Year's resolutions just because you guys are awesome and you all have different things you want to accomplish in 2021. And it was really great hearing everything that you guys had to say. I asked you guys these on Instagram, just for your like resolutions, your goals / just like things you wanted to accomplish, bucket list things for 2021, really anything. But let's read some of those. Just quickly kind of scroll through them to close this episode out. Know when to let go, not only of people, but lingering negative feelings. I like it. To start journaling, take more pictures of things that make me happy and read more books. Very, very good. Lose weight / get a job / move out of my mom's house / get some friends / graduate high school. I like it. Make new friends / group. So I guess make a new friend group. Eat 3 meals a day, go back to therapy, and smile more. I love that. Write a book. Go karaokeing with friends. Amazing. To call my family more often. Being consistent with my passions and hobbies. To work out again, not just in a gym. To read more. Don't let my mental health consume me. Be more politically involved. Be a better artist. And get off the damn phone. Grow my social media, do a photo shoot to build my portfolio, apply for college, lose weight in a healthy way, start a YouTube channel and daily blog, make 10K off of Instagram, save 5K for a car, and get engaged. Amazing. Just make it through online school. Lol, the bar is low. I feel that. You got this. Again, you got this. You can do it. Read 65 plus books, oh my God, and volunteering more, creating as much as I can, writing stories and music and painting and choreographing, changing my eating habits / stop being a junk food vegan. I feel that. Every time I've been vegan, I've been a junk food vegan, so you're not alone. do yoga and meditate every day or almost every day, become more emotionally available / connected with my emotional body. Oh, I love that. Get a scholarship to study creative writing abroad. Very cool. Sleep more, dye my hair a new color, try not to care about what other people think. YOLO. Intuitive eating and exercise. I want to be a better version of myself. Establish my scent. I would like a recognizable light fruitiness that flows through the breeze. Same. Let's establish our scent together because that sounds amazing. To live in the moment. To land a dream client. Graduate college. Get a job. Wedding plan. Make sure I don't lose weight. Love my body. Not feel like I have to start a new diet that makes me feel shitty every year. Graduate and get down to Savannah for my first quarter at SCAD. To like myself, loving myself is for 2022. Slow process. Take tiny bites, baby steps. You've got this. Work out more. And truly accepting that gaining weight is not a tragic thing. And that is good for me. I'm going to stop there. But thank you guys so much for sending me all of your New Year's resolutions and bucket list goals and everything. I really appreciate it. I feel like if anything, maybe me saying it on this podcast, speaking it out loud, reading it is just kind of like speaking it into existence. So I'm manifesting for you. I'm putting out good energy for you and all that hippy dippy shit. So thank you for existing. I love you. But yeah, that is going to be it for this week, you guys. I hope you had an amazing new year, an amazing holiday, and all that stuff. Do some of those journal prompts or just think about them or whatever, or don't. I don't really care. I'll literally never know unless you tell me. So cool. And be sure to subscribe to not only this YouTube channel, but also follow the podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. I don't use Apple Music. I have no idea how it works, but I know I'm on there. So give this a listen. I come out with new episodes every Monday. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Give me some feedback. Leave a review. Leave a comment. DM me. Whatever you want. I love you guys so much. Be sure to check out the Instagram, which is something like Olivia Pod, which I mentioned earlier, as well as my Instagram, which is just Olive Barrett. So I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for hanging out and Happy New Year. Bye.